We're in the pits here at Lebanon Valley Speedway for this afternoon's running of the Lebanon Valley 200 with Tommy Corellis. Tommy, your impressions of running 200 laps on a Sunday afternoon as opposed to the normal 30-lap race?
No, I like the longer races. It's an endurance type race. We're going to go all the way hard, and we're going to be there at the end, we hope.
Tommy, you're a good candidate to talk to, being a past winner. Any particular strategy you like to run here, and do you practice on your pit stops?
Well, we practice on our pit stops, you know, when the gas and if we need tires are the biggest thing. But the strategy of running this type of race, I think you're going to have to run it, you know, fairly hard all day long, or you're not going to be there at the end.
How about the field we have here? Anybody in dirt racing is here today?
Well, Alan Johnson's here, and Brent Hearn, but you still got Dickie Larkin to contend with, and Mark Fleury, and you know, our own local boys are going to give us as good a run as the outsiders will.
Okay, Tommy, best of luck to you. Thanks for taking the time to talk to us.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thanks a lot. Thank you. Let's go. Okay, we're in the pits with Dave Lape, driver of modified number 22. Dave, you're here for the Lebanon Valley 200. Your impressions of running 200 laps?
Well, the race itself, it's a good paying race, but unfortunately, it's such a long race, it takes a lot out of the car. And I'm kind of against the long races now. You know, it's so expensive to run them. It's like 6 features, you know.
Any strategy for today, running such a long race?
Well, you got to be there at the end. That's the thing, you know. And we're just going to try to run steady, try to keep in the race, and then see what happens at the end.
How many times have you run here at Lebanon Valley before?
Well, I don't run here regular, but I have been here all through my years, and I've probably been here a good 20 times.
Okay. Good luck to you this afternoon. Maybe we'll see you at the end of the day.
Okay, thank you.
Thanks a lot, Dave. Thank you. We're in the pits here with Kenny Tremont, the current modified point leader for today's Lebanon Valley 200. Kenny, your impressions of racing 200 laps?
It's going to be a long grind. We went through the car pretty good, so hopefully we'll be able to make 200 laps. It's a lot more than a regular 30-lapper, so we really had to go through the car.
Well, you've been very successful all year. You're the current modified point leader. Any strategy for today's race?
Well, we're going to not go hog wild. We're going to try and finish 200. We're not going to, you know, go to the front right away. Trying to, you know, last. That'd be the thing, to last.
Kenny, best of luck to you.
Okay.
Maybe we'll see you in victory lane.
Right. I hope so.
Okay, we're here in the pits with Merv Treichler, last year's winner of the Schaefer race. He's here for today's Lebanon Valley 200. Merv, your impressions of racing 200 laps?
Oh, it don't really bother me too much. We've run a lot of long races, you know, with the asphalt years ago, and I don't mind it at all. It gives it kind of interesting for the fans, you know, with the pit stops and things like that.
How about Lebanon Valley itself? We've seen you here a few times before. You know offhand how many times you've been here?
I think I've been coming down here since 1966 when they used to run opens on the first Sunday of every month, and then I've been pretty much coming down every year, I guess.
How about today's race, the pit stop? You've had any practice with that lately?
No, we haven't practiced at all with the pit stop. It'd just be for fuel, and that'll be it. If we have a tire flat or something, it's going to be pretty hard getting in and getting out without getting lapped.
Merv, thanks a lot for your time, and good luck to you this afternoon. We're in the pits here for today's Lebanon Valley 200 with Jack Johnson. Jack, your impressions of running 200 laps instead of the usual 35?
I like running 200 laps because all year long we run 35 to 80 laps, and it's a little different. It's a change. Anybody can win the race, just got to hang in there today and be there at the end. So I like 200 laps.
Any particular strategy to go right to the front or stay back? You're going to chase some lap money?
I'm not really crazy about chasing lap money. I want to be there at the end, so I like to keep the leaders in sight and just sit there and hope I'm there at the end.
How about the pit stop? You've had any practice with a pit stop?
No, we haven't practiced. I got an experienced crew. They do real well up to Syracuse for the big race, and I'm sure they'll do good here today. They know what they got to do. They all got a job, and they do it.
Jack, how many times have you been here to Lebanon Valley?
Well, I've been here quite a few years. We were in one season here. I think it was in '78, and we usually come down here for all the big shows if we're ready.
Jack, thanks for your time. Best of luck to you this afternoon.
Thank you.
We're in the pits with Lou Lazaro, driver of his modified Mud Bus number 4 for today's Lebanon Valley 200. Lou, your impressions of racing 200 laps instead of the usual 35 you run on a Saturday night?
Not much different. I guess you have to run pretty hard the whole race. Everybody seems to be, whether it's 200 or 500 or 35, they're all running real hard. And thing is, holding together, hoping the car holds together and run real well.
Any particular strategy? You want to go to the front early or try to hold up for the end or anything like that?
If I'm running, I like to go right to the front. If not, I'll just keep trying and hang in there. I like to be there at the finish, though. That's where it counts. I hate to go 150 laps and drop out.
How many times have you been here to Lebanon Valley?
Probably a dozen times.
How about the pit stop for this afternoon's race? Have you had any practice with those?
No practice. Just hoping the guys do their job. Just get them to keep gas in there and not lose a lap. That'd be the biggest factor, is not losing a lap.
Lou, good luck to you this afternoon. Maybe we'll see you after the race in Victory Lane.
Okay, thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's time for the Lebanon Valley 200. 200 laps on the pole position from Sanborn, New York, driving to Jackson and Johnson. Number 58 is Marvelous Merv Treichler.
Outside front row, driving car number 24 from Tampa, Florida, is Wiley Will Cagle.
From Kinnelon, New Jersey, in the Van Eyderstein, number 20, Brett Hearn. He goes in the third starting spot.
Second row, outside from Sheffield, Massachusetts, driving car number 3, owned by John Penning, is Dick Larkin.
Starting in the fifth position from Nassau, New York, driving to number 52, is Mark Fleury.
Outside, third row, driving car number 22 from Canajoharie, New York, is Dave Lape.
Starting seventh on the field from Penn Argyle, Pennsylvania, in the Russ Fashions, number 28 is Ty Scott.
Starting eighth in this field, driving car number 12A from Dwaynesburg, is Jumpin' Jack Johnson.
Starting ninth from Bloomingburg, New York, in the 11E is Eddie Haynow.
Starting from the 10th starting position, fifth row outside from Amsterdam, New York, is Maynard Ferret with a 78M.
From Matamoros, Pennsylvania, driving to number 99 is Bobby Malzahn. He'll start 11th.
Starting 12th in this field from Kennelton, Pennsylvania, with the triple nickel 555 is Richie Smith.
The Otto Oldsmobile pace car. We're going to go racing. Here we go. Lebanon Valley 200 time on the speedway. Matt Higgins, green flag in hand. Treichler brings them off turn number 4. Down in front they come. Green is out. We're underway. Down at turn number 1. Marvelous Merv Treichler on that number 1 spot. Brett Hearn out of Kinnelon, New Jersey is second. And the yellow lights immediately coming right back on again. The yellow coming right back out on the speedway. As Higgins looking them over, down out of that number 4 corner. Off the turn they come. Higgins looks down low. Green flag coming out early. Down to turn number 1. Down into that first corner. Marvelous Merv Treichler on that number 1 spot. Brett Hearn back to third. Now Cagle moves to the outside. Will Cagle on the move. He's got that number 2 spot down to turn number 3. Brett Hearn out of Kinnelon in that number 3 spot. Larkin on the outside. He is 4th. David Lape is 5th. Off turn 4. Down in front they come. Marvelous Merv Treichler on the front end. Right there second. Now Cagle moves to the outside. Will Cagle on that number 2 spot. Brett Hearn right there third. Dickie Larkin in 4th. David Lape is 5th. Down to turn number 1. Brett Hearn out of Kinnelon, New Jersey takes over that number 1 spot. In second is Merv Treichler. Third is Dickie Larkin. Will Cagle 4th. Mark Fleury now 5th. Lape is 6th. Jack Johnson beginning to move. He is now up into 7th. Off this 4th corner, Brett Hearn of New Jersey on the front end. That is where he runs the best. He likes to be out front, and he does go very well from that position.
Wiley Will Cagle. Will Cagle holding down that third spot. Fourth spot now with the number 58 is Merv Treichler, our early leader. Here comes Johnson. Danny Johnson moving up with the 15. He's moving up into that 5th spot. He seems to be charging. Falling off the pace a bit with the 22 is Dave Lape. Mark Fleury running 7th. 8th is Lape. 9th is the 12A of Jumpin' Jack Johnson. 9th place with the Brett Hearn on the front end. Now Larkin once again moving a bit closer as they come off that 4th corner. Jack Johnson in the wall. Johnson in the fence up on turn number 3. Jack Johnson's 12A into the guardrail on the outside of the speedway in turn number 3. So Johnson now heading for the pits with the 12A. He rode the boilerplate down that backstretch, and he is heading into the pits. Johnson's crew looking it over with the left front tire completely flat.
Moving in on him with the 28 is Ty Scott. Ty Scott running in the 4th spot now. Ty Scott might be making a charge for the front. Mandatory pit stops. These front runners do not have their pit stops yet. 5th spot with the 44, Dave Leckenby. Ty Scott is down a lap. 1 lap for Ty Scott. Coming up now, lap number 90 with Mark Fleury. 3rd is the 24 of Cagle. 4th, the 44 of Leckenby. Merv Treichler's 58 is 5th. 6th is Brett Hearn. 7th is Danny Johnson. 8th now with the small block is the 32 of Palmer. Palmer holding a steady race with the Green Mountain Carrier Special number 32. Brett Hearn in the pits. Looks like it's Terminal, the Lebanon Valley tow truck, pushing him to his pit area. The penning number 3 is Dickie Larkin, closing a bit now through turns 1 and 2. Mark Fleury seems to be getting a fire in his tail and moving up. Definitely Mark Fleury moving on the leader now. He's making a hard charge. The 3rd spot of Cagle just holding his own, although he doesn't seem to be pushing the car. He's just driving through the turns. 4th spot with the 44 is Leckenby. Leckenby doing the same thing, apparently saving his tires.
Johnson on the inside. He's going to move by Danny Johnson to turn number 3. Jumping Jack Johnson looking for that lap back again. He's gotten by Danny Johnson. Merv Treichler on that number 1 spot as he comes down. Now Danny Johnson on the outside. Down here to turn number 1. Jumping Jack. Danny Johnson wide in the wall. Johnson up in the boards down here in turn number 1. He was up into it. No contact made whatsoever between the Johnson cars. Danny Johnson simply too high on the speedway out in the marbles and rode the wall. On the front end, off that second corner, it is still Merv Treichler. Treichler, the winner of the 1981 New York State Championship event, and this year's winner, Dickie Larkin. 20 to go, 180 down. Treichler on the low side. Merv Treichler's dropping out of the race. Treichler slowing down. Dickie Larkin has taken the number 1 spot. Dick Larkin inherits the lead. Jack Johnson now in the same lap with Merv Treichler. Off that number 4 corner, Dickie Larkin in the 3 on that number 1 spot. Here comes Larkin. He's the new leader. Treichler is in the pits. He may be out of gas. Merv Treichler may be out of gas with the number 58. Off that 4th corner, that is it. Treichler running out of gas here in the Lebanon Valley 200. Dickie Larkin on that number 1 spot. Can he go the distance? Dickie Larkin, can he go the distance? We've got trouble. Larkin is blowing an engine. Larkin has blown a motor into number 3. Maybe. Larkin's motor's going. Jack Johnson is the leader. Jack Johnson will take over the lead in the number 12A. Down here to turn number 3 if Larkin can last. Johnson in the 12A. Down 1 lap to the leaders. Dickie Larkin really kicking up a storm with that number 3. Down here in front. Black flag out for Larkin. He is going to the pits. We have got to check.